These two books are Anakin Solo's adventure. They focus on him and give him development, infiltrating a Vong base, rescuing Tahiri, dueling a Vong warrior. He does all of these and more in this duology. Star Wars, The New Jedi Order Edge of Victory 1, Conquest, and Edge of Victory 2, Rebirth, and Emissary of the Void all were written by Greg Keyes. The two novels were published by Del Rey in April and July 2001, and Emissary of the Void's 6 parts were released in Star Wars Gamer Magazine issues 8 to 10 and Star Wars Insider Magazine 62 to 64. All of these are set 26 years after the Battle of Yavin. Welcome to another review. If you enjoy these videos, consider liking and subscribing for more. There will be spoilers for these stories, so consider that your warning. Without further ado, Edge of Victory 1, Conquest. Jedi are being hunted to appease the Yuuzhan Vong. Figuring the invaders will target Yavin 4, since that's where the Jedi Praxium is, Anakin goes there, disobeying Luke. He finds Master Ikrit and the students. They're ready to leave. The Peace Brigade arrives to capture the young Jedi. Anakin and Master Ikrit stay behind to slow the Peace Brigade and give the others a chance to leave. Tahiri and a couple of other Jedi stay behind as well, unbeknownst to Anakin and Ikrit. The brigade kills Ikrit and captures Tahiri. Talon Card gets the rest of the Jedi. Anakin captures a brigade vessel and forces the pilot, Remus Vane, and a former TIE pilot, Coral, to watch over the kids as Anakin goes after Tahiri. Tahiri is being shaped by the Vong, which is to turn Tahiri into one of them. Anakin fights some Vong and his lightsaber is damaged. A rogue Vong, Vua Rapung, aids Anakin in rescuing Tahiri. Anakin and Vua get to the base and Anakin is forced to pretend to be a slave while Vua readies things. Anakin uses a Vong lambent crystal to repair his lightsaber, which allows him to somewhat sense the Yuuzhan Vong. Anakin and Vua find out that the Shapers in Tahiri are being taken off-world, and they go to the ship. They force the Master Shaper to reveal what she did to Vua Rapung, but the Master attacks and Tahiri beheads the Master Shaper. The watching Vong attack, but Vua holds them off to give Anakin and Tahiri time to take off and leave. They are shot down but rescued by Card, and that's where the book ends. Edge of Victory 2, Rebirth. Anakin, Tahiri, and Corran go for supplies for the errant venture. But on Eriadu, Anakin and Tahiri are arrested trying to save a Rodian Jedi. They escape and leave Eriadu. The Rodian, before he died, revealed the name Yagdul. So they go to the Given World and warn them of the coming Yuuzhan Vong. They go back to the errant venture. Jaina is tricked by Kip Dern into helping him recruit Rogue Squadron to take out a Vong superweapon, but it's really just a huge world ship. Jason and his parents are acting like privateers, claiming Peace Brigade convoys for the network to ferry Jedi to safety. The Vong adept, Nanyim, is trying to save an old dying world ship, but she can't, as she isn't a master and doesn't know all the techniques to shape. But she is aided by K Quad, and she is given access to the knowledge. They then go to Supreme Overlord Shimra, and he wants her to continue in her heresies. Luke and Mara prepare for the arrival of their son. They leave Coruscant as an arrest is attempted on Luke. Mara's sickness returns and she nearly dies, but her and Luke are able to band together using the Force and rid the disease, and Ben Skywalker is born. And that's where the story ends. Emissary of the Void. Rescue pilot Uldir Lockett and his crew help hunted Jedi Klin Fagi go to Wayland to stop a Yuuzhan Vong plot to poison the Bacta fields on Thyfera. What I liked that these two novels focused on Anakin and developed him as a character, continued to flesh him out. But maybe I'm just biased because I really like Anakin Solo. It's just, I think he's one of my favorite new characters in these novels. I'm enjoying the character, so that's great. He does a lot of cool things in this. And I'm working with Vong to infiltrate and rescue Tahiri. I actually enjoyed that. I think it was really interesting. And you're learning more about the Vong every novel. We focus on the Shapers in this as well. The Shapers are the ones that create all of the weird new things. And that's really interesting. they can turn people. Well, they probably could turn anybody into a Yuuzhan Vong. That's cool and kind of scary. Moving on to what I didn't like. I didn't hate Emissary of the Void completely, but again, why I'm putting it in here is it took me a few parts to get invested in the story. By about part 3 or 4 is when I finally started to care about this. Because if it would have maintained what I felt the first couple, I'd give this like a 1 or a 2. But still, yeah, it's just, I don't think it was the most interesting of stories. I don't think it needed to be 6 parts either. I think it would have been better if this was shorter, because I think there's other things that we could have focused on a story during the Yuuzhan Vong invasion, but it is what it is. Don't get me wrong, I think a plot line of the Vong trying to destroy Bacta, that makes sense. That's something that you would want to neutralize, as they don't need Bacta. They have their own healing techniques and whatever, so destroying Bacta wouldn't matter to the Vong, but it would affect the enemies. That's a smart target. The heroes in the story do manage to stop that plot. In my opinion, it doesn't matter if they destroy Bacta, because there is Kolto. You could always fall back on Kolto from Manon. But then again, I don't think Manon existed at this point when these books were, or when the story was written. But still, if Bacta is destroyed, it's not the end of the world. You have Kolto, which is similar. It's just not as awesome. But yeah, those are my thoughts on these stories. For ratings, Conquest, I would give a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed this book. This is probably my favorite book of New Jedi Order thus far. I really enjoyed it. Rebirth, an 8 out of 10. Still enjoyed it, not as much as the other one. I enjoyed that Conquest focused a lot on Anakin. It didn't hop around a million times to different points of view, and I prefer that. As for Emissary of the Void, I'm going to give that a 5 out of 10. It's just okay, nothing special. Well, that is my thoughts on these 2 novels and that story in Insider and Gamer. Let me know what you thought of these stories in the comments down below. And until next time, thanks for watching.